So lately we have been hearing a lot about Red Bull's protest over McLaren's brake drums. So let's deep dive and see what's all this about. Red Bulls are not the dominant force as they used to be. The current championship leader, Red Bull, has met stiff opposition from McLaren in recent rounds, with Lando Norris winning in Miami and going toe-to-toe with Max Verstappen at Imola, Montreal, the Red Bull Ring and Silverstone. Red Bull has been the dominant force in Formula One in recent years, but recently has had to deal with a lot of opposition from McLaren and Mercedes. That makes the various top teams look at innovations from the other with suspicion. A key part of the Norris and Max duels has been the McLaren driver's ability to maintain tyre life over a stint, allowing him to attack the Red Bull late in the Grand Prix. Red Bull's suspicion was fueled by the fact that Lando Norris came out very strong in Miami, Imola, and Spain, where he kept his tyres alive better than Max Verstappen. All this has triggered Red Bull, and they think McLarens are doing something unethical to keep their tyres life much longer than them. Hence, Red Bull complained to the FIA concerning its belief that McLaren had left extra holes open in the brake drums at the front and rear of its MCL38 to aid in cooling the tyre in race conditions. As per Red Bull, McLaren is said to be using extra holes in the brake drums at the front and rear. Teams use sensors to collect information about the temperature of the rims and tyres, but Red Bull suspected that McLaren had created an extra cooling hole, which would violate regulations, and according to the publication, the extra hole would give access to a cable for a sensor that measures the temperature inside the brake cylinder aerator. According to the report, the FIA investigated the matter, but found that the holes in the brake drums were covered in the last two Formula One events at the Red Bull Ring and Silverstone. Also, reports haven't specified whether McLaren only sought to cover the holes in its brake ducts once Red Bull had filed its complaint, but it would appear the FIA has declared it an open and shut case. Let's see what rules suggest. According to Article 3.13.2 of F1's technical regulation states, for each drum, a circumferential, continuous, around an arc of 360 degrees, and uniform aerodynamic seal must be fitted in the outboard of the two annotated volumes, in order to prevent any significant aerodynamic or heat transfer flow between the drum and the axle. Which means, teams are permitted to fit sensors during practice for data gathering, which potentially explains the presence of this hole, but Red Bull apparently suspected that an additional cooling mechanism was being created, against the regulations, by keeping the holes open, prompting them to lodge a complaint. Whether McLaren did so after Red Bull's complaint or the FIA's checks is not known. The fact that Red Bull has reportedly filed a complaint does show the extent to which the fight has flared up, which means Red Bull are not ready to give up on the constructor and explore all the available route to be on top. What I think is they should invest time in themselves, what's going on within the team and especially with the car. Although this is not the first time they have filed a complaint, a couple of weeks back they were after Mercedes's front wing, a flexible front wing. According to Germany's Auto Motor und Sport, Red Bull Racing has made an unofficial request to the FIA technical office to monitor the bending of the Mercedes's front wing. Updates to the front wing had already been added to George Russell's car in Monaco. In the Principality, these improvements just didn't quite come to light. In Canada, Lewis Hamilton was also allowed to use the new part. Subsequently, the team led by Toto Wolff managed to fight for victory in Canada. Since then Red Bull were suspicious about them too. However, on track, all kinds of technical tests are carried out by the FIA to check whether a component complies with all regulations. Mercedes' front wing has been approved by the FIA. However, the rest of the competition does not quite trust it. This is because teams can cause the front wing to flex at certain load ranges during a lap. And in 2019, they filed a complaint against Ferrari for illegal fuel pump being used by them. I guess Red Bull thinks they have all the tools to be fastest team on the grid. However, when someone else challenges them, then they question their legality, which on the other hand is questioning others' credibility. Although F1 is all about finding the loopholes within the given regulation, and for many years we have seen that. Or, Red Bull might be playing mind games, so that they can distract their closest rivals. Let me know your views on this. See you all in my next video. Until then, like, share, subscribe, take care, bye.